Welcome to this session. This is the fourth one in the series, and in this we will be looking into the some technical aspect uh, about cardinality, relationship, and so on. So first of all, whenever we load the data from Power Query Editor into the Power BI desktop, then what Power BI desktop does that in the model view it detects all the tables and try to create a relationship between them. A simple way to link the tables with each other. For example, if there is two tables have a date column and the dates are same, so what it will do, it will link both of them. Most of the time it automatically links the table. Okay, and if it doesn't, then we can manually um, set the relationship, and in this case in automatically manage relationship, you can see that in this section manage relationship there is an option called auto detect. You can see auto detect, it automatically acts. If it doesn't, then we can set this relationship. How you can set a relationship is just check the common columns which will have the columns which will have the same values. For example, in this data table, you can see away team. This is the list name of the teams. Okay, and here also we have teams. This is also a list of teams. So what we can do, they have same content. So what we can drag and just drop on this. Okay, once we drag and drop, then a relationship or a link will be established. Now there are, you can see a link has been established. Now there are four type of relationships. Okay, and sorry, there are only two types of relationship. One is active and one is inactive. Currently, there's a bold line without break, so it's an active relationship. And if one table can have two tables, when they are linked they can only have one active relationship. Okay, and multiple inactive relationships. For example, if I try to create another relationship, team with home teams, they have same content, then it will not be active, it will be inactive, and it will be represented by a dotted line. So you can see there's a dotted line link established. So two tables can have only one active relationship and multiple inactive relationship. Okay, this will help in the filter and other things. We will be going to that part later on. And so this is your um, active and inactive relationship. The second part is cardinality. Cardinality means that which type of relationship they have. There are four kind of relationships: one to many, many to many, many to one, and one to one. Okay, currently if we check this one, it has one to many. How I know? You can see there's a one listed here, and if you go downstream there is a star. So star represents the many, one represents one, and star means multiple. So one to many. Okay, it means in element term, one value of this or one value of team column will have multiple options for away teams, which is the relationship link. So simple terms, teams single value of teams column will have multiple options for away teams or multiple values in the away team column. And same goes with this one. Teams will have multiple options for the home team. So this was about cardinality. When you have many to many, you can all, let me just show you in the manage relationship. There are multiple ways to do the same which I did. You can see here that this is checked, so it is now active. If I want to make this second relationship active, this one, the dotted one, then I just need to remove this, and I'll check this one and close. So what will happen? It will make the second one active and the first one inactive. You can see it has changed. So let me just reverse it. So this is how you can change the things. You cannot have two active relationships. You can see I tried to make the second one also check mark, but it says you cannot have a two active relationship. So let me just reverse it. Okay. And if you want to edit anything, then you can just go to the edit button, and or you can just double click on that line. So here, this is a very important page, that from this you can see one many to one. You can see that the data table has one to many, it's showing us. And if I drag click the drop down, then you can see there are multiple options are there, many to one, one to one, one to many, and many to many. So you can change the setting here as well. Okay, so if I uncheck this, then this will become inactive relationship. So you can check this to make it active. You can also change these things here. And direction of the filter, I will come to this later on. So this is how you can change the various things of the relationship. Many to many means from this some away team, the many teams will, many values from this column have one value for this. If you remember all the teams table, and the team column and teams column have just unique values. Okay, and this have multiple values. So many will have just one value in this. So that's mean many to one. Okay, coming back to the, so the next thing is the filter flow. So you can see this arrow here. So this arrow direction is from the teams table to the data table. So what we can do, we can filter all the data. If I pick one value from this, then I can have multiple values from the away team. So always the filter will flow from the teams to data. Okay, the filter will not flow from data to teams. This is the this tells us the direction, that how we can filter the things. Okay, and the filter can be both side as well. Okay, so how we can do that? You can just click on the manage relationship, or you can just click or right click on this and view properties, or you can just double click on this, and you can see here it's a cross filter direction is single, and you can have both as well. Okay, so depends on it. So we currently only need a single direction, so you just select it and keep this like this. If it's single, then you cannot filter from data to the teams. Okay, for that you need to have both. If it's both, then only you can filter from this to the teams, from data to teams. Okay, and we'll keep it single. Okay, and let's click this, and we had a drag and drop. If you want to have the relationship established through managed relationship, then let's try this. Let's delete this one. It's taking time, and I will show you how you can create this. We had just drag and dropped and created the relationship. Now we will be doing through managed relationship. It's taking time. Same goes with this. Okay. Yeah. Go to the click on manage relationship, and then we have, okay. So click on new. Then here you select the table which you want to have relationship. So I want teams. Okay. And in this, just select the column which you want to map. So there is only one column, so that's fine. And then in this second drop down, select the another table with which we want the relationship. So I wanted the data. All the tables columns will be displayed here. So in this you can just select the teams. Okay, so I will go with the away team, and as soon as I click the away team, you can see this and this option gets automatically populated, and the same as well, because these three are auto detected. You can change as per your requirement, as I have already said, and just click OK, and here it is. And if you want to delete this, then you just select this and you can click on this. Yeah, and our relationship will be established here. And same goes for the inactive as well. New teams, team, and then data, home team, you can see, and click OK. And close. So this is how you can create a relationship between two tables. And you, first of all, there should be a common column with the same kind of content as we had in teams and away team. So that's all in the model, and let's go to our visualization. Okay, now coming to our team performance summary. I hope when we did the index page setting, then everything was clear. Okay, now so let's do some setting for this. We will be adding a header and different things. Okay, so let's first of all let's add a text box for our header. Yeah, the text box, let's click this here. We should have a header here. Okay, what colors we should take? Not this. Okay, you should need to fill this. So effect, background, let's make this color. It's looking some more deep. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, and now let's add few of the text here. So more one text, and we need to have the header of this page. So add it here, and in this we will be writing football analysis. Okay, I will make this as back white and background as not title effect, background off. So this will be better, and we'll increase this size to 20. Yeah, it's looking nice. Yeah, it's in the middle now. Yes. So this is our header, and then we need to have two logos here, the channel logo and the Premier League logo here. So again, we will be going to index. We can just copy and paste. Just copy this. Paste it. You can also do that through the insert option here, Premier League, and then we can have the channel logo as well. The left hand side. Yes, it's looking fine. Now moving ahead, first of all, let's add a card. Here we will be have a series of cards which will tell us the total number of matches, total goals scored over all the seasons, then how many red cards has been issued, how many yellow cards has been issued to the players, and then we will have more one card that which is the which referee has um, refereed most number of matches. Okay, so to do that, we will be inserting a card. Okay, so the card is here. Oh, sorry. Card. Yeah, fine. So to have the total number of matches, what we can do that for this, there's a very unique problem in this. We will be having two filters here as well for the team. So let me add, first of all, let me add the slicer. You can say filter or slicer. We'll be having a slicer here for the teams. And this slicer will be from the teams table. You can just check this and it will automatically get added, or you can just drag and drop here and your slicer will start showing the values. So you can see we have a list. There are a few options to change this. If you want to list, that is fine, or just you can click on this drop down and select drop down. You'll have the list of all in this in a drop down. Okay, and then just yeah, and then we can have the background as okay. Teams background should be slicer header. We don't. Okay, slicer header is fine. It should be of white color, and the background should be in background. Okay, we can hide this. Okay. If you want the title and team and the background text color is white, background is okay, it's not giving me the option. Black till so let's off the title and go here and font color white, that's fine. Background should be your transparent values. Black, yeah, it is fine. Why it's not giving me an option? Value. So you can go to the general and the background and then select this. Okay, so you can have this as it now. It's look better. Just check the things. It's much bigger. Let me decrease the size. Okay, now this is fine. So this is looking better. You can select the teams, and for the header part, slicer header teams, let us keep a same font. The font should be, this one is better, and the size should be 10. Yeah, this is now 10. Fine. And border values also we need to have the same font. Okay, and decrease one size. This is now better. We'll have more space for the others. Okay, now we have this, and now I'm coming back to our card. For this card, total number of matches. Okay, so total number of matches equals to the, how we can have the total number of matches. Means how many matches each team has played. Okay, so to know how many matches has been conducted, what we can do, just we can count the number of rows. Okay, then it will give, you can clearly see from our data that one row is equivalent to one match. Okay, so how we can do that? Count rows. So we will be using a DAX function. First, the DAX function. If you are familiar with Excel, then it's similar to the formulas which we use in Excel. So to add a DAX can be added by two ways: by adding a column or by inserting a new measure. You can see I've selected the table and the new measure, new column, and through new table also you can insert write a DAX. So you can just click on the new measure and it will start it will create a space for you, or you can also just right click on the table or any of the columns and it will give you an option for new measure, new column. So whichever option suits you. I will click on a new measure and I want to count the number of rows. Okay, so okay, it's taking a lot of time. I don't know why. Okay, so there's a very unique problem. As I said earlier, and there's on this team filter slicer is linked with the teams table, and the data table has two columns with the name of teams. So whenever we can't simply just write a formula to fetch the total number of rows in the data table, because the teams table will have has one column and which is linked to the data table with two columns. Okay, so whenever we will filter, it will only take in consideration with the active relationship column and the inactive ones will be left out. Okay, so let me just show you in more detail. So whenever we will be using this teams slicer, what will happen that it will only count if we simple count the number of rows, then what it will do, it will simply count only the um, uh, teams with the game of home teams, and the away teams will be left out, and there are chances that we may have a wrong value. So to encounter that, what we can do, that when we apply the filter, every everything gets counted. For that, um, new measure, we'll be using a variable in the measure. Okay, so to write a DAX, first of all, you just need to give a name to it, and the name should be unique. So what I do, I just write M before, because it and then I give a name to it, total matches equals. I always give M. You can also use DAC and D, X, Y, any alphabet. I just use a unique alphabet here. What it will do, it will cluster all the your DAX or your measures in one place. That's the only need of this. And then if you want to insert another line, then just press Shift, Enter. Okay, and now what we'll do, we will be doing a sum, count of the games played by home team. Okay, if you remember, there's a inactive relationship between home team and teams. So to variable can be achieved by var, then just a space and write the name of that variable. So I want first total matches, yeah, home team matches, you can say, equals calculate. What this calculate function does, it's similar to count if, sum if, average ifs of Excel. Calculation is that. Okay, so you must have done sum if, or count if or average ifs, any of this in Excel. It's similar to that. In calculate first, in parameter, if you see it's expressions means any calculation which you want to do, sum, average, anything. So here I want to have count a. Count a I'm using because I'm counting the number of teams and they are in alphabets, strings. So I need to have count a function. Okay, so data, then I have to mention the table name and then square bracket and the name of the column. So my column name is home team. So home team, you can see I have a drop down here, the home team. I press tab, close the parenthesis. So this is my count a. It will count the number of values in the home team. Then comma, and then there is if you remember, as I said earlier, home team and teams have active relationship. Sorry, inactive relationship. So if we do this, then and how we can make it active? Okay, so there is a function called use relationship. Okay, use relationship. Yeah, what this function does, use relationship, for the timing of this calculation, what it will do, it will make the inactive relationship active only for the calculation purpose. Okay, this is a way to make a inactive relationship active for a duration of calculation. Okay, and then what we can then just mention the name of the columns which you want as a your inactive. Then teams, you can see I've just mentioned the both the columns name, user relationship, teams, and then teams. These two columns are currently inactive relationship, but when this calculation will happen, then it will become active. Okay, now close one parenthesis more, and then again shift enter, and then whenever you are using a var, means variable, then to get the output from that variable, what we should write, return, retur, and return. Okay, return will always is used to get the data. Okay, now what, that's a if function I will apply. If you are using more than one DAX or more than one formula, then you should go by this way, using the variable. It's much easier. It will break down your formulas in parts. So if I'm applying logical function, then is filtered. Okay, to make the slicer act properly, if is filtered, what filtered? If there's a filter applied by teams column, then what you should do, first total matches. You remember first total matches we have above, just calculated, plus count a, data away team. Okay, else if this is the case, why it's giving me error? Okay, sorry, I need to close the parenthesis. Then else just count the first one. Okay, if there is a filter, then add both of them. Okay, home team and away team. And if there is no filter, then just first one will work. Okay, let me just hit enter and show you the values. Currently we have 3630 rows, so I'm expecting that number of. So we have here total. Just select your slicer and check this. You can see 3630 number of rows. Okay, so to make this aware, how, let me just extract the data which we have. We have your option called copy table. Okay, so there's a very good way to copy entire data. Just copy table and open a new Excel sheet. And then we can, by the time it's opening. And just paste it here, and you have your entire data copied. You can see 3630. The count at the bottom, you can see 3630 total number of rows or total number of matches played. Okay, so now let's come to the Power BI part. Okay, so if you're wondering that we can just simply drag and drop in the any of the columns and it will have the count, then I don't think that is the right way. I will just show you. If let's go with away team. So you can see, you will see 36. Okay, sorry, it's first. Let me just give you a count here. From this, you can just select the various options which you want: first name, last name, or just you want a count. So I want a count here. There's a count distinct as well. Count distinct will give you the numbers of unique numbers of teams there. So you can see the numbers are matching now. Okay, what will happen? Team starts when we apply a filter. For example, if I apply Arsenal, so 363 is correct, which we fetched from the DAX calculation, or 181, which we just used from drag and drop, and then we could change here to count. Let us check. Okay, so we have the extract from the Excel. So how many teams Arsenal has played? So from here, let me just add a. Okay, so first Arsenal, how many are there? 182. Okay, 182. Oh, fine. Now again, I've just removed the filters, and now I'm applying it again, and here Arsenal as well. How many are there? 181. 181. If we do the sum of these two, then 363 is the result. So you can see this is the correct result. Why 181 we are getting in this case? Because due to the inactive relationship. Okay, it's not taking in consideration of all the home teams, it's only taking count of away teams. 181, you can see home teams 182 is not added when we go by this method. 181, it only counts the active relationship count. Okay, and the inactive relationship which we had with home team with the teams column is gets excluded. So that's why I went through this function and try to do it. So let me just remove this and make this some better appearance. Level, I don't want level, and in general I want a title. Title should be your total matches. Matches. The header should be this, as we discussed, 14, and background should be this one. Color should be white. 14, yeah, and in center, title effect, and the I think this is fine. 363, and let's remove the header and change this to a number. Put the formatting as comma. So now this is our this page is almost ready. So I think that's all for today. We'll add a, let me add just a border here to make it. That's all for today. I hope whatever I explained or whatever I showed you is clear, and the border line should be same as green. And whichever topic I covered today is clear. If you have any doubt, concern, then do drop a text or the comment, so that I can reach you and explain it in more better way. Thank you.